Hi, thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, so this is episode 12. That's what we are doing in episode 12. This nice design here. We've done 11 episodes already, so make sure you do check them out. And I'll introduce episode 13 at the end of the video, so make sure you watch to the end. We have about 17 more episodes to come, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of the amazing designs coming your way. So I'm using my 0.6 beading thread as a guide to draw a circle on a stiff. And I'm using a smaller container to draw a small circle, just like so. So there we have it. Depending on the size of the circle you want, you can use anything to draw your circle. So I've single threaded my needle. I'm using 0.25 beading thread, and I'm starting from the back. So I'm passing the needle through the back, and I'm coming out on the line. Everything is going to happen on the circle, on the line. So brought it out just like so, and I'm picking 4. Initially I started with 4, so I picked 4. And I lay it on the circle. So where the last bead ends, that's where I put my needle, just like that. Then I bring it out through the middle of the beads. So I brought it out just like that, and I'm passing it through 2 of the beads. So 2. Right there. I realized the 4 was small, so I increased it to 5 later on. So I picked again, lay it on the circle where the circle ends. Sorry, where the last bead ends. I pass the needle through there and bring it out through the middle of the new one. That's the new one we just picked, and pass it through 3 of the beads. So if you are picking 4, then you pass it through 2, but if you are picking 5, then you pass it through 3. And it depends on the size of your beads too. So basically that you are going to repeat the process so we are done with the whole thing. That's all we are doing. You see, it's very simple, very, very simple. So I'm passing it through 3. Just like so. So let's try a couple of times and then we do the rest. So I'm picking, I think I was still picking 4, but let's use 5. So put the needle where the last bead ends, not through the bead, but through the stiff. I'm bringing out the needle through the middle of the beads, and I'm passing it through 3. Just like that. So let's try again. I'm picking my seed beads, laying it on the circle where the last bead ends. I'm putting my needle there. I'm going to bring it through the middle of the 5 we just picked, and I'm going to pass it through 3. So we are just following the circle we are going to do till we get to the end of the circle, and that's how it looks like. I wanted to show you how you can join your thread in case it becomes short. So I'm tying the short thread and the thread I want to take from together. So the thread from what I was working with and the thread from the main source, and I pulled the knots down. to the circle. I'm going to cut the 2 short threads off. The threads are 3 now, so I'm cutting the 2 short ones off, and we have a single thread coming from the main thread. So you pick the length you want and put your needle back on it, and you continue your business. So I put the needle on the thread, and I'm just going to try and seal the hole and the space left, and show you how we can start the next one. So I picked my 5 as usual, laid it on the circle. Nice one. Then I'm bringing it out through the middle. I was just trying to point out where it will come out from. So now I'm going to pass it through 3. And pick my 5 again. But then I realized the space left is too small for 5. So I think I picked 3. I picked 4 initially, and I realized the 4th was too much, so I picked 3. Took 1 off. So putting it right where we began from. Just like so. And I'm bringing out through the middle of the ones we just picked. In order to join the circle, instead of passing it through only the 2, I added about 2 of the already ones there. I don't know if that makes sense. Just to join the circle, yeah. So I passed it through 4 before I went ahead to pick my set of 5. So I'm picking 5 now. And I'm putting it right in front of the circle we just ended. You don't need to draw another circle, just right in front of it, just like so. Then the process continues again. Bring it out through the middle. And pass it through 3. Yeah. Just make sure it's right in front and there's no spaces. So I picked my 5 again. Lay it right in front of the circle we just finished. Then I'm putting my needle where the last bead ends. Then I'm sure you know what's coming next. Yeah, we are just going to pass it through. Bring it out through the middle. and pass it through 3 of the beads. So I went ahead to finish it, and we have this gorgeous design here. Just follow the pattern, it's the same thing. So I tried to finish the middle, that's the last part with you. So you just go round and round and round till you get to the last one, just like this. It's not difficult at all, very, very simple. So once we are done with the bigger circle, now let's go ahead and finish the smaller one. This is how the back looks like. So I'm using a new thread and I'm starting from the line. We are just going to do the same thing we did. So I'm starting from the line. And as usual, I'm picking my 5. I'm going to lay it on the circle. So in case you didn't get a big one, I'm sure this one will be more clear. Laying it on the circle where the last bead end. I pass my needle through that space and bring it out through the middle. Now I'm passing it through 3 beads. So I picked my 5 again, laying it on the circle, passing it through where the last bead end. This fly was worrying me, I don't know why. Coming out through the middle of the new 5 we picked, right there. I'm going to pass it through 3 of the beads. So just watch closely, it's not difficult. Once you start, you realize it's not difficult at all. And the card I'm using is a stiff. Mostly it's used by fashion designers or seamstress or tailors. Yeah, so I'm sure you should find some around. They call it stiff, that's what I know. So in case you have any other name too, you can comment down below maybe it might be of help to other people who are looking for other names for it. Yeah, so basically that is not difficult at all. So I went ahead to finish it. No big deal. Make sure you do subscribe so that you don't miss other interesting. I have nice, crazy, amazing designs coming your way. You have no idea. So subscribe and be part of the family so that you'll be notified anytime I upload the next one, which is episode 13. And don't worry, you'll get to know what we'll be doing in episode 13 at the end of the video. So make sure you watch to the end so that you don't miss what we'll be doing. At least you have a fair idea of what we will be doing. The fly was still worrying me. Yeah, so this is how the finished look like. Very simple but very nice, like very nice. You can give it a try. I went ahead to finish the smaller circle, so I'm going to do the other side. Yeah, and whoa, this is what we have. This is really gorgeous. So I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to cut the shape off using my scissors. Make sure you cut carefully. You don't want to cut any thread because the little cut, everything will come off. So make sure you cut carefully. See, they are taking my time. Yeah. Cut gently and carefully. So basically that, let's go ahead and cut the shape off. Yeah, so after cutting the shape of this, what we have, I went ahead to cut a fabric in the same shape. The back of the design we did was a bit rough, so I want to cover it with a fabric, the back, so that it looks like this. So I went ahead to cut a fabric the same shape but a bit smaller than our actual size, and I went ahead to sew it onto it to make it more comfortable when you put it on the slipper, because it will be touching the leg of the customer, and you don't want anything to ruin your business or something, whatever. So yeah, I went ahead to cover the back of the design, and it makes it look more like nice, you know. So basically that I'm sewing it onto what, it's no big deal. I'm just sewing in the lines, the spaces in between the circles. Yeah. Yeah, so once we've secured the back nicely, now we are going to sew our gorgeous design onto the slipper. Once again, sewing has no formula, so you can go ahead and sew it any way you feel comfortable. But if you want to follow my sewing, let's dig right into it. So before I start sewing, I try to secure a knot. I'm using double thread. Now I'm just going to sew it securely, so just watch closely. It's very simple. So let's go ahead and sew, and I'll see you after we are done sewing. I'll introduce episode 13 after we are done sewing. So watch closely and let's sew together. So that is it with the sewing. I was checking if it's firm enough and if it's secured. So after I was convinced, I think, what did I do? Okay, so I went ahead to join that part. This is beautiful, like, oh my god, this is so goddamn beautiful. I'm sure you agree with me, it's beautiful. This is by far, I think this is my favorite. But you may never know, we have like 17 crazy designs still coming your way, so you may never know. 18, because you've not done 13 yet, so 18. We are doing 30, amazing. You may never know, maybe after the 30 we'll even add like 10 more, who knows. So here I try to secure a lot of knots. If you've been following from episode 1, you know we always want to make sure our work is more secured, so trying to secure a couple of knots just to have that peace of mind after we've sewed our work out. And you see, mostly I do one. Most of the time I do only one. So when you see me doing 2, that means money is coming in. Yeah, I'm going to sell it, or it's ready for selling. So trying to secure more knots as usual. And this is beautiful. I love the shades of blue. I didn't know I have this beads or this well. It has just been lying there and I decided to put it into use, you know. So this is gorgeous, like gorgeous, very nice. Try it. You can try it any color. And you can send me a picture of yours on IG at Pama Tutorials. Nah, my IG is Pama Collection, sorry. Yeah, so this is nice. Like, this is very gorgeous. Very, very gorgeous. Really nice. Very, very nice. And I want to show you a picture of the 2 shortly. So I went ahead to sew the other one too off camera. I didn't want to bore you with that one too, so went ahead to do that one off camera, and it's coming. So after sewing, I packaged it ready for sale. Like, we need money, you know, so ready for sale. I packaged it nicely. And if you want to know how I do my packaging, I have a video of how I did my paper bag. Now this is episode 12. Hey, no, episode 13. So this is what we are doing, episode 13. This gorgeous design here. Yeah, so make sure you do subscribe and leave a comment, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in episode 13. This is beautiful. You don't want to mix this. You don't want to miss this. Nah, don't even think of missing it. So take care, and I'll see you in episode 13. Bye.